Y'all done? Y'all ready to get started? Okay, so y'all ready to get started?
Yeah.
Y'all ready to get started? That's a whole lot of y'all. Y'all ready to get this thing started? Y'all lie bad. Okay. All right, so listen. This person who I'm about to bring up, he is the king of client attraction. Right? He has mentees that done over $1 million. Right? So if you got, is anybody trying to attract leads? Right? Everybody wants clients, right? Because y'all want what? Okay? So this person I'm about to bring up is going to help you get the clients to help you get the what? Y'all give it up for my guy, Marquel Russell!
I don't know what y'all been told. Hey, I gotta keep me a big hey, whoa, whoa. And hey, how much time I got?
You put on there.
Look at that. I'm talking about my. All right. Let's go and get into it, y'all. Let's go and get into it. Let's go and get to it. So I don't got a whole bunch of time, so I'm gonna jump right into it. Is that cool with y'all? Yeah. All right, cool. How many of y'all want more clients for your business? How many of y'all want more clients like right now? All right, cool. How many of y'all want to know how to turn your annual income into your monthly income? Say that's me. All right, cool. Your annual income, yeah. So like whatever you made last year, how do you make that every single month or every single week? How many of y'all want to know how to do that? And you want to know step by step how to do it. Is that cool? All right, cool. Let's get into it. All right, cool. So basically what I'm going to show y'all is this process called the client attraction flywheel. Hey, Kev, can you bring my water? I think I left my water in the back, bro, please. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to show y'all this client attraction flywheel to attract more of your dream clients while enjoying more profit, freedom, and impact. And I know some of y'all may already got brands. Some of y'all may be brand new. Appreciate that, King. Some of y'all may have, I don't know, man, I had a little workout coming up down the aisle. I don't know. I need a little water real quick. All right, cool. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Even if you got a small budget, even if you're just getting started, even if you're already making $1 million, you want to get to $1 million, whatever the case may be. So it'll be totally relevant. Does this make sense? Yeah. Y'all with me? Yeah. All right, cool. And I'm going to ask y'all to keep your energy high. Because if you want high income, you got to have what? High energy. If you want low income, you go have low energy, right? So the people who ain't really getting no money, they always got like real low energy. But y'all have been around people who like get money, the energy always real high. You be like, why they so happy? Why they so energized? Because the bag up. Does that make sense? And they didn't just get the energy up when they got the bag up. They got the energy up first and then they got the bag up. Does that make sense? All right, perfect. All right, so let's get to it. So, and this is something that works. So I know a lot of people was affected by like the iOS 14 update, all the different changes online, the algorithm changes, all that. So this is gonna work for you regardless of any of that stuff. Is that cool? And you don't need to be tech savvy or none of that. So who am I? I'm gonna go through this real quick. I'm Marquel Russell. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Client Attraction University. Basically, we work with client-based businesses, so coaches, course creators, experts, anybody who got some knowledge and expertise, and they want to turn it into a multi-million-dollar business. Or if they don't want to grow a multi-million-dollar business, if they're just looking to get to like 6 figures or just replace their job income or whatever. That's our superpower. Does that make sense? If they want more clients, they typically hit us up and like, hey, I want more clients who pay me $3,000 to $10,000 or more for my expertise. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, perfect. So our team, we work with a lot of, we've helped build, multiple client attraction systems across different industries. So, so business experts, fitness experts, relationship experts, the list goes on and on and on. I'm gonna fly through a lot of this. Our clients, we've helped them do over $500 million in revenue to date. So that's over $500 million. That's the thing that's really most exciting to me. Yeah, you can clap for that. Because it really ain't about how much money you make. It's about how you helping other people, right? How you helping other people get results. So that's our biggest claim to fame. And we've helped people who are doing just brand new, looking to get to 6 figures. They're looking to get to 6 figures, looking to get 7 figures, or if they at 7 figures, looking to get to 8 figures. And we got some clients who are at 8 figures, looking to get to 9 figures. And we got one client we work with who's doing 9 figures, and they want us to help them build out their marketing systems and so forth. Does that make sense? All right, cool. So y'all heard of this brother right here? The great philosopher Hove. He says, men lie, women lie, but what? The numbers don't. Y'all heard it before, right? That's one of my favorite quotes. So the reason I'm saying this, here's some proof of how powerful what I'm about to teach y'all is. And I don't got nothing to sell y'all or nothing like this. I'm just going to give y'all the whole sauce. But I want to give y'all some context and some proof of like how powerful what you're about to get your hands on is. Does this make sense? So this couple right here, some of y'all may know Tammy and Sheldon. They're in the trucking space. So in 2019, they made $5,000 for the entire year, teaching people how to get started in the trucking industry. We started working together in 2020. They made $400,000. So they went from $5,000. Let me say this. They made $5,000 the entire year of 2019. 2020, they made $400,000. 2021 just passed. They closed it out at $1.8 million. Does that make sense? So, and I can go on and on and on with these, but I'm not. I really want to like get right into the sauce if y'all don't mind. Is that okay with y'all? Yeah. All right, cool. And my time ain't popped up, so as soon as my time pop up, I'll speed up. But I'm gonna keep going. And let me say this. I got a lot of slides. I got a lot of information to give y'all. Probably based on how much time I got, I probably won't get through all of it. However, I'm going to give y'all my slides, and I'm going to give y'all some other stuff for free as well to help y'all go deeper into this. Is that cool? Is that cool? Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, cool. So let's get to it. And it's still like testimonials. All right, cool. Let's keep going. All right, so cool. So here's the fact. Applying this strategy is not rocket science. Like, you don't got to be smart to do this stuff. Does it make sense? Like, you really don't. Can I prove it to y'all? Yeah. All right, cool. So this was me a few years ago. Like, straight up. And that's just the ones I can get on the slides. Does that make sense? So this was me a few years ago. So I went from this year, not because I was hurting nobody or doing nothing crazy. I was just wanted to get me some money, right? All right, that's it. Like, I don't mean no harm. I just wanted to get me some money. So, yeah. So I was always entrepreneurial. So I jumped. Right, you know what I'm saying? So I was always entrepreneurial. So, I mean, but I didn't really know how to channel my entrepreneurial gift. You know what I'm saying? Y'all silly. I ain't gonna get through none of this. All right, so yeah, so that was me just a few years ago. This ain't like no long time ago. This is a few years ago. Now, because where I'm from, nobody like had no money. Everybody was like, go to school, get a good job, you know, get good grades. Well, go to school, get good grades, go to college, graduate, get a good job, all this. But everybody who was telling me that was broke. And I was like, and I'm like, I ain't the smartest guy, but it's like, oh no, it don't look like that play works. You know what I'm saying? Because my big cousins, they were selling drugs and they had the money. So if I was asking for some money to go to the candy lady, my aunties and them, they used to be like, oh, my aunt, they used to be like, oh, money don't grow on trees, we don't got no money. And I'd be like, how could you work all week and don't have no money? Right? And my cousins, they at home, and I asked them some money for the candy lady, they give me a 20 or a 50. And I'm like, what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? So me being intelligent, that's the route I went. So that actually led me into this world, right? The club promotions world. How many of y'all from Atlanta? So some of y'all know about the club scene. The club, it's like 3 y'all here from Atlanta. It's crazy. So I saw my guy T in the back. So T remember me from the club promotions world, right? And I don't really bump into a lot of people who know me from this world. This is where Chill Gates came from. So if y'all see my Facebook, it says Marquell Chill Gates. That's where that came from. But as you see, my eyes are very glossy. I used to smoke a lot of weed, drink a lot of Patron with lime on the rocks. That used to be my thing. But I didn't realize this was actually setting me up to speak on stages. This is crazy, right? Because here's the thing. When I used to do this, I actually used to have to drink some Patron before I could start hosting the club. I used to be like, let me get a little shot, let me get something to get myself together, and then I can do my thing. But now I can get up here and do this without all that. You know, I had me a little water, you know what I'm saying? And I'm good. So all that, fast forward, but I'm gonna be totally honest with y'all. I spent a lot of time working way too hard, bought a lot of courses. I did all the stuff y'all, you know, everybody else do. Bought courses, attended events. And what I realized is that a lot of times these online gurus, they make this stuff really complicated, right? And the reason they make this stuff complicated is they want you to keep buying more stuff. Because they can keep you confused. You keep buying more stuff. It's kind of like the pharmacy industry, like the big pharma. It's like you keep giving you a little medicine, and it really just keeps you sick, so you can keep buying more medicine, right? So it's the same thing with this online world. So, and I was confused, and I was like, okay, I started doing it my way. And that led me on speaking on stages all across the globe, all this cool stuff. We helped our clients. I'm a best-selling. I dropped out of high school in 10th grade. I got a 9th grade education, best-selling author, which is crazy, right? I get to travel all over the world with my family. My dad wasn't around when I was growing up, so it was very important for me to be in my kids' life, so that's really cool. Get to live life on my own terms, which is really cool because I don't really like rules and people telling me when I can go to the bathroom, when I can go on lunch break, when I can go on field trips with my kids. So I just like to do stuff my own way and get to pour into our community, right? So like, yes, we can clap for that. Because like, again, our young kings and queens are being misled, and we talk about how the youth is going in the bad direction, but it's very few people who've actually taken the time to point them in a more productive direction. So that's something important to me, and being featured in all these different type of magazines, which is really cool as well. And one of the biggest things is like, I went broke trying to figure this online stuff out. Like broke, right? And while I was trying to figure this stuff out, my girlfriend, who's now my beautiful wife, she actually was paying the bills and putting gas in the tank. She used to give me a little allowance, right? I see y'all laughing. Some of y'all fellas get an allowance. Don't just laugh at me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's some brothers in here that's getting an allowance. You know what I'm saying? So I used to get an allowance, and I used to come online and buy courses with my little allowance. But one of her goals was to be a registered nurse. So because we figured out what I'm about to teach you all, she's able to go become a registered nurse, all that good stuff as well. So that's some context for those, because most of y'all don't know, have no idea who I am. So I wanted to give y'all some context. So let's get into how we actually did this. So how this whole y'all probably wonder like what's in the backpack, where this whole backpack thing came from. So me and my guy David, shout out to my guy David Shands. I know all y'all know David. That's my bro. So he took me on tour with him a few years ago, and we spoke at Google. And I'm like, Dave, I didn't know Google was in Atlanta, bro. And he was like, yeah, bro. So we spoke, and while we were there, it was about 30 people in the room. And I was like, I ain't gonna leave my backpack in the back because I got my laptop with me. And where I'm from, people will steal from you and help you look for it. Right? So I'm gonna speak with my backpack on. So I spoke with my backpack on, and people liked it. When I start going out, people want to take a picture with me with my backpack on. It's like, where the backpack at? Where the backpack at? So that's how this whole backpack millionaire soon to be billionaire came about. But I had this epiphany though. I realized that I had everything in my backpack to build a multi-million-dollar or even $1 billion company with just a few tools and the right system I'm about to give y'all. Does that make sense? So let's get to it. So this is pretty much all the stuff in the backpack. It ain't really nothing fancy, but with those things, I got the passport on there because I couldn't get a passport a few years ago. Right? So now you just never know when you want to take a quick flight, right? So that's that. So that's the backpack and the system I'm about to teach y'all right now. So let's get to it. So first of all, I want to start with the time and money paradox. The time and money paradox says it's easier to make a lot of money in a little bit of time than it is to make a little bit of money in a lot of time. So it's easier to make a lot of money in a little bit of time than it is to make a little bit of money in a lot of time. Does that make sense? Let me break this down. It's easier to make $30,000 in a month than it is to make $30,000 in a year. It's easier to make $30,000 in a month than it is to make $30,000 in a year. How many of y'all believe that? How many of y'all having a challenge believing that? Be honest. It's cool. Perfect. It's also easier to make $30,000 in a week than it is to make $30,000 in a month. It's also easier to make $30,000 in a week than it is to make $30,000 in a month. How many of y'all believe that? How many of y'all having a hard time believing that? Cool. Perfect. It's also easy to make $30,000 in a day than it is to make $30,000 in a week. It's also easy to make $30,000 in a day than it is to make $30,000 in a week. How many of y'all believe that? How many of y'all having a challenge believing that? Okay, cool. I'm finna really lose some of y'all now. It's also easy to make $30,000 in an hour than it is to make $30,000 in a day. How many of y'all believe that? How many of y'all having a challenge believing that? It's okay. I'm going to give y'all the formula right now. So most coaches or businesses in general who want to attract clients, they think that client attraction is an event. Like it's a one-time thing, right? And it's not. It's actually an evolutionary process. And so that's where this whole client attraction flywheel thing came about. So here's the 4 parts of it, and we're going to break it all down in the next 18 minutes or so. Is that cool? Yeah. So y'all stick with me. So first is captivate. Second is capture. Third is cultivate. And then 4th is close. Does that make sense? Yeah, the 4 C's. Y'all like that? Who like that? Y'all like that? Somebody said, come on, C's. There we go. There we go. So let's unpack this whole process. So most entrepreneurs, they're underpaid because they're trying to be generous and try to be everything to everybody. Right? Y'all be sending people online 1 week, they're fitness experts. 1 week, they're real estate experts. Now they know about everything about crypto. Then they're NFT expert. It's like, what do you do? Like, why should I hit you up and pay you? And people are like, well, I got to have multiple streams of income. But they haven't got one stream flowing yet. Like, you can't, like, multiple streams come from an ocean. In lakes and stuff, it typically comes from a big body of water. Most people don't got a big body of water yet, but they're trying to get like streams going. Does that make sense? Let me say this if y'all taking notes. Multiple streams of income is a tool of the rich, not a tool to get rich. I'm going to say it again. Multiple streams of income is a tool of the rich, not a tool to get rich. You got to get focused. People get rich and become wildly prosperous financially by laser beam focus. Does that make sense? I wasn't here yesterday because we did our mastermind, but I'm willing to bet that the majority of people y'all heard from so far who got on this stage, they specialize in one specific thing. If I was to ask Brandon and Panika and everybody, they brought people in to speak about one specific thing based on their specialty. Now, do they do multiple things now? Probably so. But they got teams and systems and processes so they can actually duplicate them into these different revenue sources. Does that make sense? Right. So the first step is like figuring out your specialty. Make sense? And that's going to come with captivating. So how do you captivate? Okay, this is about getting and keeping attention. Does that make sense? Getting and keeping attention. Most people do it like this. Most people do look at me marketing. And most people think you got to do look at me marketing. That's why they think like you got to have a Bentley, you got to have a big house, you got to have this, you got to have that to do this. You don't got to have none of that. Guess what you do have to have? Some particular expertise that helps solve a problem. Does that make sense? That's it. If the Bentley and the Rolls and all that, is that your thing, cool. But you don't gotta have that to get the attention you want and serve the people that you want to serve. Does that make sense? Now, I suggest you do it this way. You become magnetic. Right? When you become magnetic, people come to you. Guess how you become magnetic? By becoming amazing at something and having a problem that you can solve for other people. And people come to you with their cards out ready to buy. Does that make sense? All right, let's keep going. So some of y'all probably like, how do we captivate? Let's talk about it. So it's called specializing. All right? So most entrepreneurs, they're underpaid and they even fail simply because they're generalists and they try to be everything to everybody. I already said that, right? So you got to choose to be the best in the world at one thing. How many of y'all know like your one thing? Like what's your one thing? Perfect. People who are average or good at a lot of things will never make as much money as people who are specific and masters at their one thing. Make sense? So choosing your mountain is the first step of all this. When you choose your mountain, you go from being a commodity, chasing after millions of different people, becoming an asset where people reach out to you ready to give you money. Does that make sense? And I'm going to give y'all these slides as well. So if I go a little fast and y'all don't get the pictures, it's cool. I got you. I promise. So I'm going to go kind of fast. I want to get through as much as I can. Most entrepreneurs believe that they're selling their time, but you're actually selling specific outcomes, not your time. So when I tell somebody, hey, you should be charging $10,000 for that. And they were like, well, it only takes me an hour to do it. It's like, well, how many years did it take you to learn this skill where you can do this in an hour? Does that make sense? That's what they're paying you for. We're like, it took me 10 years to learn this. Okay. Well, they're paying you $10,000 for 10 years of your expertise to do it in an hour. Does that make sense? Perfect. So let's keep going. So you're not selling your time. I already talked about that. So a generalist and a physician. A general physician makes about $120,000 a year. Work really hard, see a lot of patients. When y'all go to the doctor, your doctors sometimes will be in there like 5-10 minutes, and they got to kind of keep going. Brain surgeon is at home on call. They pull up later in the Lamborghini. come in, work for an hour or two, come out, kiss baby, shake hands, and they smash off, and they make 5 times as much, simply because they specialize. Correct? Perfect. Let's keep going. The second is capture. So the first C was what? Captivate. The second one is capture. This is where they give you permission to market to them, and they become a part of your audience, right? Like, you don't got to reach out to people, force people. Like, people will give you permission to market to them. Does that make sense? Perfect. So it's 3 audiences that you want to be building in your businesses, 3 different audiences. Number 1, you want to be building your social media audience, right? Number 2, you want to be building an email audience. How many of y'all build on the email list? How many of you not build on the email list? Your email list is a massive asset. Some people say, well, email is dead. The only people that say email is dead is people who are trying to sell you something. When people start saying something is dead, that means they're trying to sell you something. Make sense? Oh, that's dead. You be like, okay, where we going with this? How do we know email ain't dead? Because every one of your social media accounts, you got to log in with your email. How many of y'all use Apple products? You can't use your Apple product without an email address, right? So these big companies know the value of emails, so we got to be building an email list as well. Third audience is your pixeled audience. What's a pixeled audience? When people go to your pages or your Instagram, you want to be building an audience so now you can run ads and target these people. Does that make sense? How many of y'all ever seen me online before? Probably a handful of y'all. How many of y'all like, it seems like I'm following you all around the internet. And it's like whatever app you go on, you see me, you reading your Bible on your app and I pop up, right? You on Tinder and then I pop up. You know what I'm saying? You're like, what is he doing out here? You on your little game app and I pop up. Because that means you're part of my pixel audience. You'll never be able to get away. Does that make sense? So that's 3 audiences. So how do you do that? Here's how you do it. You funnelize, okay? So funnelize is about having an automated process to turn complete strangers into high-paying clients. And you automate this whole process. Make sense? Perfect. So here's what it looks like. Here's why people call it a funnel online. Because it's about people becoming aware, people being interested, some of them becoming engaged, and then some of them will become a client. What's the key word? Nope, the key word is some. No matter how hard you try, you're never going to get everybody. If you try to talk a certain way, you try to dress a certain way, you try to do this, you still ain't going to get everybody. I used to speak at events. Y'all saw some of the pictures. I used to be in a suit, like with the 3-piece suit situation, like with the Stacey Adams on, D&K suit. I mean, I know D&K on Campbellton Road. I used to go in there and get me 2 of them for $99. You know what I'm saying? Hit the stage, I'd be like, oh, they going to really take me serious. I used to look like a deacon. But I felt like I had to do that. But then I was like, I can show up with a hoodie and jeans and Air Force Ones. Like, I'm a whole lot more comfortable, and I ain't sweating and up on stage like this the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So you just be you, and you're going to attract who you want to attract. Does that make sense? Perfect. So before you start doing anything, I'm going to go through this a little faster. Only 2% of the market is ready to do business right now. Just how many percent? 2%. So what about the other 98%? You got to market to all these individuals differently. So let's talk about it. So your ice cold prospects, that's the majority of the market. They have they actually aren't aware of the problem that you solve. They aren't even aware of the problem. They don't even know they have a problem. So your job is to make them aware of the problem that they have. Does that make sense? So here's an example of an ad you would show them. So like, hey, the number one thing most marketing gurus never tell you. So I did a real simple video. I shot this in Birmingham when I was speaking at an event. So this is the ad we ran, 3,500 leads. The ad was saw 1.3 million times, right? So what does that mean? Let's break it down. So we had 3,500 leads, 10% of those leads scheduled a call to work with us, 10% of typically scheduled calls become a client, so that's 35 clients. How many of y'all sell something for at least $3,000 to $10,000 or more? Raise your hand high. All right, cool. So it's about 5 people. How many of y'all got some knowledge or expertise that you know something about? You know something about something. Raise your hand high. Perfect. It's a lot more hands. Let me write this down, y'all. It's more money in what you know than what you do. It's more money in what you know than what you do. So everybody here with some knowledge and expertise, you deserve to have something where you charge $3,000 to $10,000 or more. Does that make sense? I don't care what you do, right? Whether you do real estate, whether you do e-com, whatever. Everybody here should be charging $3,000 to $10,000 or more. Y'all with me? So what I want you to do right now is pick your price. $3,000 to $10,000. Just pick one. Write it down. Write it down. That's your new price. Does that make sense? So whatever your price is, I want you to fill this blank in. So here's an example. On average, most of y'all, if we average it out, most of y'all probably said around 5,000. How do I know that? I'm psychic. Right? So we got 5,000 times 35, so 175,000 over that 90 day just with this leads, right? And I'm gonna show y'all some other examples if I have some time. Your lukewarm prospects, this is where the cultivate piece comes in, right? So most people just wanna go straight to the sale. Now you gotta cultivate. It's kind of like the dating process. Ladies, if a brother walked up to you who you never met, he walked up to you in the food court in the mall, and the brother was like, hey, how would you marry me? It'll probably feel kind of awkward, right? So the brother got to cultivate you a little bit. Got to maybe take you out, have a conversation. It's a process. Does that make sense? So you cultivate. So I hear some of these. I hear what y'all saying. So your lukewarm prospects, they're aware of the itch. They're online looking for solutions. Does that make sense? It's your job to show up with content showing them why you're the solution to their problem. Make sense? So here's some examples of ads and marketing you would show them. Most people in our space, they have a challenge charging what they deserve to be charging. They think they got to have a certification. They think they got to have a big audience. They think they got to be doing this, doing this, doing this. So in this video, we overcome the myths about selling a big ticket offer. Because most people, they wait to the sales situation to start trying to overcome objections. When should you actually overcome objections? Say that one time. In your marketing. You overcome the objections in your marketing so people show up ready to buy, right? Great marketing makes selling unnecessary. So how many of y'all are uncomfortable with selling? A little bit. Uncomfortable with selling. Right. So you want to be great at marketing, so the marketing does the selling for you. Does that make sense? So they show up with you ready, credit card in hand. Now you're piping hot prospects. This is that 2% of the market. These people, they're already ready to buy. They like, let's do it. You just got to overcome their objections and show them why you're the best of the best when it comes to who they should give their money to. Does that make sense? Perfect. Let's keep going. And here's some examples. So this is like a retargeting ad, like, hey, some of y'all probably saw this. Hey, you went to our page. Why you didn't schedule a call? So we follow them across the internet. Some people in their head are going to be like, well, can this work for me? Has this worked for other people like me? Can this work for people in the same situation to me? Worse situation to me? Better situation to me? So now you get into the conversation that's going on in their head, and you start showing them testimonials. So this is David, 35,000 in 3 to 4 days, right? Jasmine, 47,000 in 60 days. Candace, 37,000 in 7 days. Tara, she made $80,000 in 1 week. So now this is overcoming those objections that's in their head. Some of y'all may be like, well, what if you don't have testimonials? Well, it's fine. You are your best testimonial at first. Does that make sense? So hopefully you've at least proven what you do, and now you're your best testimonial. So I used to be my best testimonial, and then we started attracting people, helping other people, and then we were able to start using theirs. Does that make sense? All right, cool. So that's how we use this omnipresence process, and we follow you all over the internet until you ready to pull the trigger. All right, so you want to have a system where you put in $1 and then get $4 or $5 more back in return. And we typically take them through this system right here, okay? And I'm going to give y'all, like I said, video that kind of breaks this all down as well in a minute. So that's the whole process. Squeeze page, you teach them. How do you show people you can help them? What's the best way to prove to somebody you can help them? By actually helping them. You just help them. It ain't really complicated, right? You help them, and then you say, if you like this and you want me to help you implement this, do this. And you invite them to work deeper with you. That ain't that deep, is it? Right, real simple. So they come through, they apply to work with you. How many of you got a system in place where people apply to work with you? Right. It's a much better situation when somebody actually applies to work with you. Does that make sense? All right, perfect. So they had the email, text reminder, they show up on the call, you had the email follow-up, send them to the videos, and now they come to you ready to rock. So these are some other examples. I ain't going to go through all these, but this is a client, they generate 1,200 leads, spent $774 on ads. They had a $7,500 offer. Out of 100 people, y'all think they could sell one for $7,500? How many of y'all would spend $774 on ads if you could make $7,500? 100%. That's like, obviously, right? So that's one example. I ain't going to read. I'm going to give you all these slides, like I said, because I'm running out of time. But these are just some other examples. I'm going to get through these, and then we're going to get to, want to know how to make your ads 300% more profitable? How many of y'all run ads? How many of y'all want to run ads? Cool. How many of y'all know what an ad is? All right, perfect. All right, cool. So here's how you make your ads 300% more profitable. You have a content cultivation system in place. That's a fancy word of saying create content consistently. So let me give you some examples, right? So these are some Instagram reel videos. Just teaching, giving more value, showing people you can actually help them. Because when people see your ads, the first thing they're going to do is go to one of your social media platforms or Google you, see who you are. So you want to have some content that comes up, right? Here's another example. So I took one of those videos, we put it on YouTube. Here's another one, we did a live stream. We took the live stream in our group and then we put it on YouTube, right? So now there's content. So now when people show up, they're like, I've been binge watching your content. In order for people to binge watch your content, you got to what? You got to have content. That ain't that deep, is it? That ain't that deep. I told y'all this stuff simple. And we took one of those videos and we put it on Facebook. Same video, nothing fancy. And then you start talking about the stuff that's top of mind. So we made this post when the Kanye Genius documentary rolled out, right? So we talked about that. And then people started sharing it. Share this, parents. We got to make sure we're validating our kids like Miss Donda Kanye mama did him, right? People who agree with that, some people don't. It's fine. I don't really post for agreement anyway. Facebook asks what's on my mind. Right? That's what's on my mind. You know, I ain't really care if you agree, right? But that's how you do it. You got to have a point of view. And people who agree with your point of view, they're going to rock with you. And those who don't, they still going to stick around anyway just to disagree. Right? So this is another one. We do a class on Thursdays teaching youth entrepreneurship. So this is me talking about that. This is me talking about a conversation me and my therapist had. So I'm sharing that. People are like, oh my God, he got a therapist and he's admitting it publicly. Right? So people like rock with it. Some people rock with it. It helps other people. Some people are like, hey, I need to go get me a therapist. Right? So this is the content piece. Y'all with me? Perfect. And then the daily emails to continue to cultivate people. And again, most people don't want to do the work. Everybody wants what entrepreneurship looks like, but they don't really want to put in the work. This is what the work looks like. I ain't going to get up and just tell y'all, hey, this is easy. Anybody can do it. No, anybody can't do it because everybody ain't really want to put in the work. Make sense? But the cool thing is, done is better than perfect. Right? That's the beautiful thing. This, like, we've been doing this for a minute and it still ain't perfect. Does that make sense? But we do all right. All right, let's keep going. So next is close. We got 1 minute and 20 seconds. I think we're on perfect time. So remember, this is about them closing you, not you closing them. When your marketing is on point, people show up and sell you on why you should allow them to buy. You don't have to sell them on why they should buy. Does that make sense? So let's talk about the monetized piece. It's not about being this guy. It's not about being a hard salesperson, not being a slick oil salesman. It's not about always be closing. Y'all ever heard ABC, always be closing? Mine is always be cultivator. Always adding more value. Does that make sense? So this guy named Peter Drucker said the aim of marketing is to make selling superfluous. Basically saying to make selling unnecessary. When your market is on point, your prospects sell themselves. Where I'm from, they say good dope sell itself. Right? That makes sense? I know I was going to wake some of y'all up with that one. Real quick, how many of y'all play golf? How many of y'all know what golf is? All right, so golf is like marketing and sales together, right? So the goal, this is a driver that Tiger Woods is holding. The goal of that driver is to get the ball as close to the hole as possible, right? The goal of marketing is to get the prospect as close to the sale as possible. So now when it comes out to the selling opportunity, you can just put them in or blow it in. Does that make sense? So your marketing does the selling for you. So I'm out of time. I'm going to fly through the rest of this. I'm going to give y'all these slides. But let me give y'all what I promised y'all. Is that okay? Because I want to be respectful of the time. I told y'all I had a whole lot to share with y'all. All right, so let me get through all this. I'm going to give y'all these slides, though. So this is what I want y'all to do. This is what I'm going to give y'all. If I can get through the rest of these slides. This is what I'm going to give y'all. All right, cool. I told y'all I had a lot to share with y'all. But y'all, I'm going to give y'all these slides, I promise. All right. Let me get through this. All right. I'm still going. All right, cool. All right, here we go. Boom, we here. All right, cool. Has this been valuable so far? Yes. All right, cool. Perfect. So some of y'all probably feel like this, and I ain't even get through everything. All right? Just me flipping through all the other slides. So here's what I got for y'all. Come bearing gifts. I want to give y'all what I call the 7-figure client business building bundle for 100% free. Yes. So I'm going to give y'all the slides to this training. I'm going to give you what I call the roadmap to $100,000 a year or $100,000 a month with your knowledge and expertise. Remember I said there's more money in what you know than what you... So I'm going to show you how to package your knowledge and expertise, right? And I'm going to show you how coaches scale to 7 figures, how to get to 20 to 30 clients per month for your business, how to enroll more clients, so how to speak to somebody within 30 to 45 minutes. They're giving you $3,000, $10,000, $50,000. And I'm going to give you our paid ad playbook. It shows you how to get 50 to 100 leads every single day for your business. Is that cool? Perfect. It's real simple. I got 2 ways for you to do it. Take out your phone and just text done. So right there in the text body, just put done in there. And the number you're going to text is 833-560-0283. I'm going to slow down. 833-560-0283. That's the text thing. Sometimes technology fails us, right? So I'm going to give y'all a backup. The backup is workwithmarquil.com/done. So just if the text thing fails us, which it should work fine. Perfect. It worked. Excellent. So you can text workwithmarquil.com/done. And Marquil has one else. WORK with marquil.com. Now, lastly, I got a bonus gift. How many of y'all like bonus gifts? My Instagram. My Instagram is Marquel Russell. MARQUEL RUSSELL. If you go to Instagram, connect with me on Instagram, shoot me a DM and say, hey, I was at the Done It's Better Than Perfect conference. On Facebook too. So hit me on Facebook if you're not on Instagram. Shoot me a DM and then just say, hey, I was at the conference. I want the bonus gift. And I got a bonus gift for you all for hitting me up on Instagram, okay? So get the first gifts first and then DM me on Instagram and I got a bonus gift for you. Does this all make sense? All right, perfect. Give yourselves a hand for being here and investing in yourself this weekend. Please, 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 please. And who do I pass this off to or do I keep going? Or do I just step down? All right, cool.